After finishing 3rd and 8th in the Dutch Grand Prix, Ferrari team principal Mattia Binotto stated that his team must do a better job of using the potential of the F175. Leclerc and Sainz began 2nd and 3rd, but lacked the speed to threaten Red Bull's Max Verstappen and Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. And Binotto believes the team must improve its performance after a 5th consecutive race without a win. They even revealed bad news for Ferrari in the upcoming GP at Monza. Want to know what Leclerc said about their chances at Monza? Make sure you watch until the end of the video. What are your thoughts on Ferrari's recent performances? Let us know in the comments below. About the Dutch GP, Binotto said the following: "If you look at the quali pace of yesterday, we were hoping for a better result today," admitted Binotto. "But the speed and the performance today was not great for all the race long, especially on the medium and the hards, which is something that has somehow affected our results. A bit unlucky maybe with Charles at the pit stop under the safety car because he just pitted. But I don't think that would have been enough. So simply not as good in terms of now it's a 3 races in a row where Ferrari have lost out. From Hungary, from Spa, here. So I think we're not exploiting maybe the full potential of the car. There is something wrong that we need to address." He continued, "In Hungary, we were not quick enough. Maybe we need to simply review our packages that we introduced, or maybe in a way that we're balancing our car today. I think the potential of the car can be high. It has proved to be higher since the beginning of the season, but right now it's not the case anymore." Binotto also discussed Sainz's 12.7 second pit stop, which pushed him down the order. The Spaniard, who was fighting for 3rd place, came in for his first pit stop of the day, but the Ferrari mechanics did not appear to be prepared for him. While Binotto stated that the issue will be handled, he also stated that it's a simple matter to solve. "I think if I look at today, simply the call was too late to call, so we had no time to react. All these things need to be fixed, but these ones are the easiest to be fixed. So at the end, they happened. They should not happen. I'm pretty sure that we can be stronger in the future. So I'm less concerned by that than the pace of the car." Ferrari now heads to Monza for this weekend's Italian Grand Prix, where Binotto hopes to put on a good show for the home crowd, despite the fact that the team's opponents will be tough to beat. "Now we go to Monza, where we can expect a warm welcome from our Tifosi," said Binotto. "We know we can always count on their support, and it'll be great to finally see the grandstands at the Autodromo packed out, after the limitation on spectator numbers last year because of COVID. We will do our utmost to make our supporters proud of us, even if we already know it won't be an easy race, given the performance level of our competitors." Even though Mattia Binotto doesn't seem to be aware of major problems, Nico Rosberg, the former Formula 1 driver, claims that even teams in lower racing classes are more strategic. The miscalculation during Carlos Sainz's pit stop is yet another error made by Ferrari during the 2022 Formula 1 season. Meanwhile, team principal Mattia Binotto says that no structural changes are required in his team, but Rosberg believes they should be. The former Mercedes driver argues that teams in lower racing classes perform even better strategically. Even Formula 2 teams or Formula 3 teams do a better job at their strategy and pit stops than Ferrari, Rosberg said. "You're in the pits and there's no tyre there, in a normal race. At some point they really need to start making some changes." Moreover, Rosberg saw an F175 that was off the pace during the race, something he also saw happen at Spa-Francorchamps. "They started to lose out," the German continued. He also thinks Binotto is failing in his role as team leader, as things go wrong far too often on the track. "I don't know Binotto well enough, but in any case, he needs to be making some personnel changes there," Rosberg said. This, of course, wasn't received well, and Ferrari team boss Mattia Binotto has responded directly to Nico Rosberg's criticism that it is high time for the Italian stable to change its staff levels. Binotto, in reaction, claims he has no intention of doing so, adding that Rosberg is easy to chat to from the comfort of his armchair. "We will not change people. That's a straight answer to Rosberg," the Ferrari team boss said firmly. "What is more important is simply the stability and making sure you're improving race by race. We have a great team, I have no doubt about that. So they won't be changing people from the team anytime soon. But they are going to look at their introduced packages to see if anything went wrong while upgrading the F175. But things aren't looking as great as they did at the beginning of the season. At the start of the season, they were the clear frontrunners, always far ahead in terms of pace. But due to reliability issues and strategy failures, they failed to capitalize in terms of points. This has caused Ferrari to rather look at finishing second in the championship than first, which is a shame when you look at the car they produced and the levels of performance it's capable of. The car's lack of performance was again notable at Zandvoort, where Charles Leclerc finished third in the Dutch Grand Prix. The Monegasque was able to keep pace with competitor Max Verstappen in the early stages, but it soon became evident that the Ferrari was not fast enough to win. After the race in Zandvoort, Leclerc sees Verstappen drop further in the championship. To be honest, a better result was difficult. We were a bit unlucky with the VSC. I don't know if that would have changed anything. Max was too fast today, and then there were the Mercedes who were flying on the hard tyres. We were struggling on those hard tyres, Leclerc said after the race. Yuki Tsunoda's pit stop close to the track resulted in a virtual safety car, allowing Verstappen to execute a free pit stop. Leclerc, on the other hand, had come in for a set of hard tyres prior to the VSC. Mercedes appeared to be quite fast as well, but Leclerc managed to pass Lewis Hamilton in the final stages of the race. Lewis was struggling a bit. He was driving on a used set and I had a bit more grip. It wasn't easy, but in the end we managed it. As I said in Spa, the gap is really big now. We're looking at it race by race and trying to maximize our potential. Let's see what is possible, said the Ferrari driver. And now, after a disappointing weekend in Zandvoort, the Monegasque forecasts a bleak home race for the legendary Maranello-based business. Ferrari driver Charles Leclerc has minimized the Scuderia's prospects of winning the Italian Grand Prix Formula 1 event. Although a sellout crowd is expected for the first COVID-19 free Italian GP in 3 years, Leclerc expects a challenging weekend on a track that will not suit the F175 machine. After finishing third in the Dutch Grand Prix, Leclerc stated that he's looking forward to the Monza meeting, despite the fact that the squad's performance may be subpar. It's not our best track, unfortunately. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to going there, Leclerc said. We always have a massive amount of support, and for that, I'm really looking forward to it. But I think the performance on paper will be a bit more difficult than this weekend, he added as he salvaged a third place finish late on. While Ferrari's focus has been on reeling Red Bull back in, Leclerc has advised the squad to keep an eye on the rear mirror, especially at the Mercedes team. Lewis Hamilton and George Russell ran hard in Zandvoort and were in a legitimate chance of winning until their one-stop strategy was thwarted by the deployment of a virtual and then full safety cars. Leclerc also noted Mercedes' rapid performance, particularly on the hard compound of tyre, where the Silver Arrows outperformed Ferrari. I think everybody's obviously improving, but in the past races, we've been struggling more with the race pace, he continued. Now Mercedes is also in the fight and they are very quick. They were extremely quick at Zandvoort, especially on the harder compounds. I think our pace on the softs was really good at the beginning. We had new tyres and Max was on new, so I think the difference was more or less what we expected. But then, on the new medium, we were slower than we expected for sure. It's not looking good for the Maranello-based team right now. What are your thoughts of Ferrari's chances to win at Monza? Let us know in the comments below. Enjoyed the video? Don't forget to like and subscribe to help us grow to 10k subs. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next.